But no more speculation. We go into the facts. The facts of episode 3 of Nippon Sangoku. And it reviews the last episode with Tsune going for the knees of Mitsuhide Ryumon. But Ryumon blocks with his cups, and I was going to go with an instant Gamer Sups segue, but it felt too soon, so I'm going to skip it. But after Ryumon blocks with his cup, Tsune does a backflip and then kicks him in the back and pushes Ryumon to his knees, and he passes the Toryumon. Everyone is like, holy shit, this guy's crazy. And Tsune thinks, hey, yo, Aoteru, you suck. I'm going to change the world. But Aoteru just gives Tsune a thumbs up of approval.
As people move out of the way, though. So Aoteru's just chilling in the back, like staring, and everyone's like, holy shit, that was so sick. And then, like, two people, like, bend down to, like, move out of the way. And his hand is already up, giving the thumbs up. And Asuma's like, that fucking... What the fuck, dude? Was he already approving me? I'm gonna fucking throw this whole fucking planet into the sun. I fucking hate it here.
Like, after Tsune walked up, he's had his thumb up for, like, 16 minutes. Just waiting for him to turn around. Yeah, he's had his thumb up
since before the Tsuyumon.
But Aoteru walks up, and he's like, Ryumon, I have something for you. And he hands him an agricultural reform policy to help win the war. And Ryumon flips through it and is like, holy shit, Aku, look at this. And they go through it and are like, fuck. And Tsune is like, what the hell? And Aoteru starts spouting agricultural knowledge and how they can keep more soldiers in the borderlands if they can boost crop production. And then it would reduce cost by sending soldiers from rural areas. Ryumon is like, holy shit, this is crazy. I'm down. But how are you going to bring me to my knees? And Aoteru is like, I can't. And he's like, why not? And he says he doesn't know any combat techniques like Tsune. And Ryumon is like, well, why did you give me this policy? And Aoteru says he wanted to give it to him after the Toryumon, but it looks like he won't be able to pass, so he gave it to him now. Ryumon says, if I take this, you won't receive any credit. And Aoteru is like, yep, no problem. And then Ryumon kneels and says that Aoteru passes. The timer rings, and Ryumon tells the other dudes that he's always here unless he's out at war, so come try again. Tsune and Aoteru sign up, and Ryumon says one showed skill in martial arts, and the other showed wisdom. And Tsune, with some training, could be a commander. But Aoteru came in with a glimpse of something bigger, and doesn't crave fame. And it was as if his plan was to have Ryumon kneel on his own the whole time. And Ryumon is like, holy shit, was that his intention? The whole time? This guy's nuts. The narrator chimes in and is like, no one knows what's in store, but this is the story of Aoteru, the legend in which he comes to be known as a genius strategist begins now. It's now year 59 of Yamato Winter, Osaka, and nearly 3 years since Aoteru passed the Toryumon. Ryumon is at the Imperial Palace, and the Emperor rolls up, and they all banzai the Emperor, but he's visibly anxious and is like, okay, enough banzaiing here. Hey, where's Denki? And one of the other Taira dudes is like, oh, he's in the bathroom. And the Emperor's like, well, the meeting started. And he's like, the motherfucking bathroom? And the Emperor's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess it's okay then. And the Emperor is scared of the Taira clan.
I mean, I would be too. Like, with how much murder the Taira clan's really doing here, like, I mean, we get to see,
Yeah. The Emperor actually kind of reminds me of the young Emperor from The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, where he's very timid. He looks to the samurai guy to kind of tell him what to do because he doesn't know what to do. And then at the very end, Tom Cruise walks in and he's like, tell me how he died. And Tom Cruise was like, no, I'll tell you how he lived.
That was really good, Greg. That was a really good, like, I'm really happy that you took us back to another time in Japan when Tom Cruise was there.
Yeah. Yep. Japanese Tom Cruise, the samurai.
Dude, what's crazy is Tom Cruise was like fucking 60 at the recording of that.
I don't know if he was 60. When was that? Like 2009 or something like that? When did that movie come out?
Tom Cruise? He's 63 now.
2003.
It's 20 years ago. Okay, fuck.
Damn.
Maybe 23 years ago, in fact.
Ooh.
So Tom Cruise was 40, which makes sense, but he still has not aged in my face.
No, it must be all the Scientology he's doing. Just boofing all the Scientology keeps him young.
He's just hard boofing Scientology. Is that how you stay young forever?
I think so, yeah. You gotta ask Tom Cruise.
We go down this rabbit hole every fucking week.
Denki rolls in, just sneezing, not giving a fuck, and is like, okay, cool, let's start the Imperial Council. Let's keep it under 30 minutes. Peace sign, and just sits on the floor cross-legged, and everyone is like, what the fuck? Ryumon reports on the soldier-farmer policy that Aoteru implemented, and they've increased soldiers by 100,000 across the 3 borderland districts. And everyone is like, holy shit, that worked? I thought it was going to fail. And they were also able to transfer the Buo soldiers that surrendered in last episode 2. The Emperor is like, fucking sick, my man. And he has an internal monologue about how he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. But then Denki is like, hey, yo, Emp, you didn't understand any of that, did you? And Denki explains why it's so amazing. Denki then says an achievement like that deserves a raise and a rank increase and fucking all sorts of shit. But you're too fucking dumb to even know what that is, you loser. And the Emperor's like, oh shit, Ryumon, you want some medals? You want some land? How about a cup of gamer sups where the Emperors save 10% off using promo code DJ Montague?
It's like you threw me off the set, you motherfucker. How dare you?
Where the Emperor used promo code DJ Montague to save 10% off to give Ryumon a limited edition flavor of, I don't know what you did, but whatever it is, I'm sure it was amazing.
Is that the flavor?
I think that's the new flavor. And you too can get that flavor along with other delicious flavors over at gamersups.gg and save 10% off using promo code DJ Montague at checkout. But no, he doesn't give him a cup of gamer sups. He just says some random things and he's like, is that good enough? Did I say enough stuff? And Ryumon accepts out of respect. And Ryumon thinks that Denki literally just humiliated the Emperor and just casually sits in front of him, and he probably wants to rise even higher.
I was going to say, with Denki, showing his intelligence here, I mean, obviously we've seen his ruthlessness. We've also seen his aloof nature. But showing his intelligence here and understanding what's in front of him, and like he's playing, obviously, like super chess, whereas everybody else is playing like marbles because checkers is too hard. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's that. And I appreciate Ryumon's restraint in the coming part of the scene, but like this is terrifying that somebody is this smart and this destructive and absolutely just the worst.
Yeah, I mean, he has absolute power right now. He can literally do anything he wants. He controls the entire nation, more or less. And I don't doubt that Denki doesn't think that the farmer shit was like really good. I think he believed that actually was like a really smart plan. But then also by telling the Emperor, like, hey, give Ryumon a raise, like make that fuck retire so I can just go run rampant without this guy like blocking my way. That's really like what his aim is. So he's trying to like cut Ryumon out, even though everyone loves that guy. And I think Ryumon knows that it's basically him versus Taira, and if he folds, then the Taira clan is just gonna take over Japan, basically.
Well, at least take over this part of the nation.
But it cuts to Kaku, Sugo, and Nagamine chilling at the Tsutenkaku. And Kaku is like, you think Fatso Denki is going to make a move soon since the Empress is Denki's daughter and the Taira clan controls all major government positions in Yamato? And it's been 22 years since the old emperor was poisoned by Denki, and the Ryumon corps are the biggest obstacle for the Taira clan right now, and they probably aren't happy at the success of the agricultural plan. It cuts back to the Imperial Palace, and Ryumon says, the winter has been rough, And according to their undercover dude in the Sei Nation, people are suffering from food shortages and extreme poverty, and there have been anti-government riots, and it would be impossible for the Sei Nation to expand into Yamato. And the Emperor is like, sick. That means we can take them over. And Ryumon is like, yup, but sending an expedition in this cold would be very difficult, and we need to be worried about a dictator. And the Emperor is like, dictator. And then looks down at Denki. Ryumon says a dictator mobilizing the dissatisfied masses and invading Yamato is a threat, and signing a ceasefire with Sei would be wise and engage in temporary trade with them. Denki is like, you're a bitch, Ryumon. Sei won't be a problem since we already sent a missive to Sei for their unconditional surrender. And the Emperor is like, oh shit, I didn't hear about this. And Denki is like, well, I just fucking said it. Are you deaf? Ryumon says that surrender could anger Sei even more, and they should send an emissary for a truce. But Denki gets up and is like, you fucking bitch, Ryumon. Our nation has never lost a battle, and seeking a truce is too soft, and they'll surrender. I'm sure of it. Ryumon deep grovels and is like, please reconsider. And Denki and the Taira crew just start laughing, and he's like, just get the fuck out of here, Ryumon, you piece of shit. Bow your head for the rest of your life. Commander Hanada is like, my turn. The demand for surrender requires the Imperial Seal, and using the Emperor's Seal without permission is a felony. And then another dude, Nakamoto, comes out and is like, the Taira clan have been making Imperial visits for the past few years, and they've received reports of unjust actions carried out by the Lord of Home Affairs, all of which are executions, punishments, and tax collection, and now everyone is calling for Denki's death.
Also resignation, but resignation first, and then they're like, no, wait, I got a better idea. We should kill this guy.
We should make him resign and then kill him.
Yeah, we should do it in rapid succession.
But then Denki peace signs and is like, kill this Nakamoto dude within 5 seconds. And then someone cuts off his head. And then someone else kills Hanada. And the rest of the commanders that called for the death penalty for Denki. The Emperor is literally pissing his pants, and Denki is like, sorry about that, Emp. They offended me, so I killed them. You should find some replacements. Peace sign. And the Emperor is like, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. Everyone runs from the Imperial meeting, but Ryumon is still there, bowing his head. And Denki walks past and is like, fucking loser. Calculate the defense expenses in 3 days. Oh, and I won't be rising up any further for now. Peace sign, and then he leaves. Cuts to Kaku, and he says Ryumon is the only one that can stand up against Denki. The narrator says, on this day, Aoteru and other Borderland members received unofficial notices. Tsune is appointed the Deputy Master of Arms, and Aoteru is appointed as the Auditor of the Borderland General Corps. And then it zooms in on a map of the Uzen province in Sei. Cuts to the Uzen province in Sei under the jurisdiction of the Ginzan security troop, and some dude is reporting to Wajima, the commander-in-chief, that President Azami received a demand for unconditional surrender from Yamato, and Wajima is like, sick. Thanks for that report. And Wajima is a girl with a tiger tattoo on her face, and it captions, quote, a talented dictator emerges, unquote. That's the end of episode 3.
I think that this is the coolest show. It's so good. And this lady is going to be the best, and I'm really excited. The political intrigue is so fun for me.
I think the show's good. And I think this might be an example of like a show that's probably going to do stuff that I'm not going to like, but I'm not going to ding it points because of how the story is being told. Like they're actually doing it in a way that's intelligent. Because I feel like what's going to happen is Aoteru and Wajima here are going to become rival star-crossed lovers. And poor Saki is just dead in a field somewhere. And even though in the show, we do see that Aoteru does have fleeting recollections of Saki. I just don't know what his resolve is, I guess, in that capacity. Where is he going to go off and get remarried to Tiger Face Girl, and then they're going to rule Japan together hand in hand and do backflips? Who knows?
I would say they present her as a love interest. With her demeanor already, I don't think they're going to be good together. They're not going to have like a super stable relationship. This is wartime, right? And Aoteru is saying that he will do anything. Maybe he's also planning to, like, if it comes to it and he meets her and he is like, oh, wow, I recognize that I might need to, like, do, like, a service marriage. I don't think that he is, like, gonna be in love with her. You know what I mean?
I don't think, like, Aoteru has any interest in his position, more or less. He just wants to, you know, what he says anyway, is he wants to uphold Saki's dream of having, like, a unified Japan. And
yeah.
Like, I agree with you. I think Aoteru would go to any lengths to make sure that happens. I don't think he wants to be like emperor or anything. I think he just, like, whatever it takes to get to that end goal of a unified Japan for Saki, I think he'll take that. And we saw in episode 2, he basically said, like, yeah, man, if sucking up and sucking off is the way to get there, I'm going to suck all I can.
Yes, Greg. Yes, that's exactly what I meant. How are you feeling about our next show?